Warning: this video will contain spoilers for Gabby's Dollhouse the movie. If you have not seen the film yet, then please click off this video now. But if you have seen Gabby's Dollhouse the movie, then please continue watching.
Oops! Looks like Cakey got baked. Yeah, you know, I was going to put Cakey in S tier because of that line in the trailer, like as a haha funny joke. Oh, he gets the holiest line in the entire movie, so he goes in S tier. But no, I can't do that. I genuinely cannot do that because, jeez, that line that I just said, the Cakey got baked. That is said during a scene that's supposed to be emotional. Yeah. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to fucking say? Well, that's to say nothing of what they did regarding Chumsley here. He's well, actually, I probably should talk about Vera first. Yeah, Vera, played by Kristen Wiig. You know, that's the thing. It's like, okay, first of all, Kristen Wiig's performance is inconsistent. Like, at times there are some genuinely funny bits with her, as you know, what you would expect from Kristen Wiig. Yeah, but it's inconsistent because one moment she'll be hamming it up, and then the other, like, she sounds like she doesn't even. There's actually an interaction between her and Gabby where neither of them look like they want to be there, and it's fucking shit. And yeah, and that brings me into Chumsley. Fucking basically Chumsley's whole backstory is that he was a cat that Vera used to own when she was a kid, and then Vera grew up and fucking Vera grew up, and then oh god, I feel my brain rotting away. And there's a song called Skibbity Meow. So fucking okay, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So fucking Vera, like, Chumsley was the cat that she owned when she was a kid, but then she became like a teenager, and then Chumsley, yeah, he grew resentful of Vera growing up. And then so when Vera finds, oh, this shiny new dollhouse, and Chumsley decides to take it over, locks all the other cats out, and fucking, well, actually they'd be locked out anyway because Vera bought them. Well, she didn't. It's complicated because it's like, the dollhouse runs off the fucking street. Yeah, runs into the fucking street, and then Vera just so happens to be there, and it's like, and then fucking save me. Yeah, and fucking, yeah, and then as she gets into a beef with some Girl Scouts who are not on this tier list, by the way, but I don't think the guy who made this gives a shit either. Yeah, fucking, and then she gets into a fight with this fucking Girl Scout, and then she like puts all this money down on a lemonade stand. We get this admittedly cute joke about the woman running the lemonade stand going like, oh, holding up the money. It's like, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Actually, I made up the part about I'm rich. It's only the oh that happened, but jeez, and fucking yeah. So Vera takes the dollhouse home, and Chumsley is like still resentful of it for some fucking reason because they sort of imply that she's still. Well, I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't even say that because it's like you have all these cats out for display. So like, why the fuck isn't Chumsley one of said cats? I mean, you're clearly still into cats. So what? You are clearly still into cats. Why the fuck are you not? Why? I. Yeah, and and then suddenly, like, he becomes, so now he's in the dollhouse with like Cat Rat and all. Well, not all of them because they're all separated. That's a whole other thing I'll explain later. Yeah, and Chumsley, he's fucking. they they make him to be like a twist villain almost, because then what happens is like, Gab, he throws like a whole party in the clubhouse. There's like a montage with him and Cat Rat basically ruining the fucking house. And then when Gabby gets all of her friends back, it's like, and then Gabby gets all her friends back, and they go back to the dollhouse and they see, oh, Chumsley's taking it over, and then we get this whole sad backstory about, oh, Vera forgot me, even though she still clearly likes cats. So fucking, I feel like Vera should already still want Chumsley. And what's bad enough is that they keep him in a fucking drawer when every other cat in this house is like on full fucking display. It's like, Chumsley's sad backstory, and then automatically he assumes the worst of Gabby, which that's another thing too. They try to say Gabby's growing up. They only really merely touch on it, which I'll get to in a minute. They only merely touch on that. Like they didn't really establish much in the movie that Gabby herself was thinking about giving up the dollhouse. So like to suddenly introduce that is fucking stupid. And there's this whole climax where like Vera becomes tiny and they have to save the dollhouse by getting her to play with Chumsley. Bullshit. I don't. What do you want me to say? Genuinely, what do you want me to fucking say? And then there's this asshole, Cookie Box. He shows up like very briefly in the goddamn climax, which they really drag out, by the way. Yeah, a lot of this movie is just filler, to be honest. Yeah, this Cookie Box guy, he shows because Gabby and Vera, they're in like some goddamn frosty world to get to Chumsley, like some like ice creams and shit. And then Cookie Box shows up in a river. Like he's not even on screen for 10 minutes, and then Gabby at the end of the movie decides, "Oh, you're one of my new toys. Come and play with us." Whoop da 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 da. Which, oh god, that begs the question: like, can the dollhouse even create more toys for Gabby? I fuck, my brain hurts. And yeah, DreamWorks made not one but two characters that are worse than Phil Betterman. And I don't like Phil Betterman, so don't even fucking go there with me. That includes you, Thomas. All right, we got D tier over here. I've only got Gabby and her Gigi. Gloria Stefan is kind of a waste of talent, but also kind of not. I mean, I'd say the same for Kristen Wiig as well, but eh. Yeah, Gloria Stefan's just kind of there. Well, okay, I shouldn't say the character Gigi, but we'll talk about Gabby for. Yeah, Gabby, I don't want to be too hard on her because it's like, listen, I know Gabby's Dollhouse. I fully acknowledge I'm not the target audience for that show, nor do I claim to be, but like, I don't see. And there are parts in the movie where she like talks to the audience, and it's like, "Oh, do you want to do this with us?" And it's yeah, I guess on TV that's fine. Listen, I grew up with like Blue's Clues and like Dora the Explorer. Actually, Gabby's Dollhouse is made by the same woman who made Blue's Clues. I grew up with a bunch of those shows, so yeah, as a kid, I guess it's fine. But yeah, as an adult, and here's the thing, I got to be honest with you, I was actually liking this movie and that's another thing I don't like about Chumsley either, his annoying ass voice. Yeah, I was actually liking the movie until they introduced Chumsley, and then well, actually, I shouldn't say when they introduced him, but like as they like revealed more of his motivations and whatnot. Yeah, that fucking yeah. So Gabby, she's all right, I guess. I don't. Yeah, like I said earlier, like they only scratch at the surface because that's another thing too. Like Gigi actually created her dollhouse and like made all the cats come to life and whatever. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like every location in this movie, there's a scene where like at the beginning where like Gabby and her grandma are like traveling throughout the world, or yeah, they're like traveling throughout the world, and they're seeing all these monuments. And on the map names, you see like Louisiana or goddamn, well, Cat Francisco is where they go to, but like no, if you look at the map on that scene, like, if you're gonna watch the movie, look at the map on the opening scene. There's like cat puns for each state, and there's even one that's called Cat version of Arizona, which yeah, ugh. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, and Gigi's just kind of, and they only scratch at the surface with like, because when they get to her Gigi's house, it's like jeez, I'm raising more questions about this movie as the more I talk about it. So I'm just gonna get right to the point with this one. Yeah, Gigi. Listen, she doesn't do much in the film. I guess she could be in C, but I mainly put her in D due to pretty much wasting Gloria Stefan's talent. Like Gabby is at least a central part of the plot, but Gigi is kinda, because again, she did create the dollhouse for Gabby, and it's like when Gabby and Gigi, like when they get to her house in San Francisco, or Cat Francisco, I should say, it's yeah, like once they get to her house, they very briefly touch on yeah, like they very briefly touch on the fact that I'm designing a new dollhouse for you, Gabby. It's gonna be oh, you're all grown up, and it's like, well, if you're all grown up, then why are you still? If you're trying to imply she's like growing up, growing out her toys, then why the fuck are you still making her a doghouse? Jeez, I don't fucking know, dude. Yeah, and see, like there actually is a genuinely good theme, like scratching to get out of there, but it just never fucking does. It never fucking does. What the hell? Jeez, I fucking yeah. Gabby and Gigi, they're again. I'm gonna be more lenient on them because you know what? For what it's worth, I do like the actress who Lila Lockhart Craner. I do like her at least. She does a pretty good. And I did watch some of the TV show. She is like I get the impression she's like very good at speaking with kids, like on a TV show. But even in real life, she could. I mean, again, listen. I watched Dora the Explorer when I was in preschool, so I'm very much used to having an ear piercing female voice talk to me through the television set. Yeah, maybe it's just I'm getting too old for this kind of stuff, but yeah, no, this movie just wasn't good. It feels like the kind of movie that only got made because DreamWorks. Yeah, because DreamWorks saw how successful the Paw Patrol movies were for Paramount. So yeah, it's fuck. My brain hurts. All right, C tier. All right, well, C tier. Honestly, I can't hate Pandy. You know, I really don't hate Pandy that much. I mean, granted, he doesn't get much to do. Well, actually, he kind of does have plot relevance because Gabby needs to hold him to even get inside the dollhouse. Yeah, but still, I mean, I can't hate the guy. He's adorable. Yeah, like his design, and and then actually lately, a mutual of mine has been memeing the line, "This is a dollhouse problem." Actually, yeah, I think that's the yeah, I think this image here that Thomas used for the tier list, yeah, it's when he says that line. Yeah, so it's yeah. I don't hate Pandy. He certainly gets more to do than some of these other assholes down here. Like Marlena. Marlena. Yeah, honestly I don't hate Marlena either. I mean, she kind of gets a pass above all these other ones because some of the visual effects with her, like they try to make her a realistic cat, but she's clearly like CGI'd in some parts. I guess that was kind of charming to look at. I'm a sucker for like subpar visual effects, if you can believe that, which I'm sure you can. Yeah, all these other guys, this fucking mermaid I forgot the name of, and then this baby box, this octopussy, whatever the fuck, the car who shows up in like one scene. This, I think, yeah. Wasn't there like a whole cult? Yeah, you know what? Actually, I do remember in the movie there was a bit of a cult surrounding her. You know what? Yeah, I'll put her above Baby Box. Like her and the mermaid do at least serve some plot relevance. I mean, even if it is just for filler. And actually, yeah, maybe I'll put the car up here. Yeah, well, Baby Box I actually remember the name of, but the car only shows up in like one scene. I don't fucking know. And then this guy, Fuck me, dude. Yeah, so Marlena, she's there. Yeah, the octopus. No, not the octopus. The mermaid and the kitty fairy, I think her name is. I don't. Yeah, they at least do have plot relevance. And I'll say this. Like the part where the mermaid is like singing, like her and Gabby are like singing. Like, it's funny too, because like Vera, she scatters the other cats like through other parts of the house. Yeah, she scatters the other cats through different parts of her house, and she puts the mermaid in like a fish tank, and the kitty fairy inside her garden. Yeah, it's. And I think she puts like these fuckers inside her purse, and then Cat Rat goes into the. Okay, well I'll talk about that when I get to Cat Rat, but yeah, Cat Rat goes into like her drawer where Chumsley is. I'll touch on that in a minute though. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like her like the animation in the scene where Merkitty, whatever whoever her fucking name is, yeah, the animation in that part is like genuinely glorious. I've always been a sucker for like underwater scenes, but even then, just give me Finding Nemo or Finding Dory. Hell, give me Shark Tale while you're at it. Or hey, is that Deep Sea movie any good? Well, at least we're gonna end this on a really good note. Cat Rat is in S tier. He's cool as hell. He really is. I mean, granted, he does get some of the more annoying parts of the plot going. Like he's literally the one who sends the dollhouse because they were like, yeah, because when they got to Gigi's house, the dollhouse was left outside, and like, and they were trying to escape. Because I think they wanted to when I think they probably should have waited for Gabby to like take the dollhouse in, but whatever. It's like, God, even just describing this makes me want to place Rat Cat lower or Cat Rat. Yeah, my brain is fried from talking about those other characters. But anyways, Cat Rat. Yeah, he's actually really cool. I just really like his design and his voice, which by the way, Cat Rat is actually voiced by Donovan Patton, the same guy who did Joe on like the later seasons of Blue's Clues. I mean, I'm more of a Steve guy myself, but I've always had a soft spot for Joe. I grew up during the time where Steve was leaving the show and Joe was taking his place. So yeah, I can't be mad at Joe. Yeah, he's cool, and Cat Rat is also cool. And like I said earlier, this is Gabby's Dollhouse is a show that was created by the same woman who created Blue's Clues. So yeah. Anyways, Cat Rat. Yeah, no, he's again. He's the one who gets the plot going, and then when Vera puts him in the drawer, he meets Chumsley, and then it's like Cat Rat and Chumsley in the dollhouse, and Chumsley's like throwing a huge ass party. Cat Rat's having second thoughts. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't have a scene where like Gabby gets mad at Cat Rat for destroying the dollhouse. Which I mean, yeah, it was mainly Chumsley's fault, but like these kind of movies typically have those annoying ass misunderstandings in them. But I mean, Cat Rat's cool. Yeah, I just think he looks epic. Yeah, he looks holy, dare I say. Yeah. And fine. Yeah, that's going to just about do it for update 10. My brain is fucking fried, dude. Just okay, let's just go over DreamWorks' upcoming movies. I need to fucking rest.
The next movie on DreamWorks' schedule is still Forgotten Island on the 25th of September in 2026, so you'll have to wait another year for the next update. Though, if you ask me, I could always use the break. Following that is the live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon 2 on June 11th, 2027, which is most likely getting an update 11.5 video, much like how its predecessor did. 3 weeks later, on June 30th, I will have a proper Update 12 centered around Shrek 5, after it had been delayed from December 23rd, 2026. Finally, the studio has two untitled films which are slated for both September 24th, 2027 and September 22nd, 2028, respectively. I do not know what these could be, but I do expect something to open in between them. Kung Fu Panda 5, perhaps? But anyways, that is going to just about do it for Update 10 of the DreamWorks character tier list. So until next time, this is Bumpy Gaming going back under the bed. And remember, there are fates worse than death. such as getting yourself bakied.